Well, hello and welcome everybody. This is Ray320 here, bringing you another Fleet Ops audio commentary. Today we have another tournament game. This is a game between Tryptic and FooFighter 360. We are playing on the map Blue Skies. And both players have gone random. So we're going to go ahead and see what we're dealing with. Over on the top left, Tryptic is... Oh, sorry, this is FooFighter. Double check that. Yep, FooFighter as the white Romulans. And on the right, ooh, we got the Federation. Tryptic sporting the blue Federation. We see he's going ahead. He's going to throw up that Starfleet Engineering. He is throwing up that storage dock. Probably see chassis level 1 coming out here. And over here we got the Romulans doing the same. Well, actually they're throwing up a yard and throwing up a mining. Let's see what we got here. He has Shrites, so that means he is running Majural. And down here, don't have the yard yet, but we'll let you know what Tryptic is running. And see, there we go. He's coming out with these Shrites right away. And these Shrites are nasty. Can be nasty little suckers. They're not very strong on defense, but they do very well against short-range units. So if Tryptic comes out here with some monsoons, these Shrites will do pretty nicely. And let's see what we got. Norway. So we've got a Mason Federation down here. See the Romulan Scout doing a little bit of scouting. Chassis level 1 completed, and what do we got going on down here? No ships yet. Looks like he's going ahead, throwing up the Starfleet Science, probably going to go for some warpins. We do have Intrepids, so again, Intrepids are short range, so these Shrites will do well against the Intrepids, but you can see that these Shrites are medium range, and the ADAI of the Intrepids will kind of negate some of that damage. The Shrike is still going to have a bit of the upper hand in that. I believe this is a 50% against short range. Yeah, 50% damage against short range, and these Intrepids, the ADI is about it's right around 30% damage reduction. So we'll see, still popping out these Shrites. So popping out Intrepids. Shrike's going to come down here, try to see if he can harass these miners a little bit. Maybe we're going to get a decloak. Still waiting to pop out Intrepid first. Intrepid's going to come out. Oh, totally missing this expansion going on over here. Tryptic already going off with the expansion, and up top here we have an expansion to the top right. Throwing down a yard first. An interesting move. Tryptic doesn't have the ships to come up here and harass, but I think he wants to try to secure that location first. And you see he's queuing up, so he's doing double Shrites. So I think these Shrites are gonna do nicely against these Intrepids. Tryptic down here, looks like he's a little more concerned with resources, and I think this is going to be this Shrike flying down here trying to get a little bit of harassment on the Intrepids going away from base. And nothing coming out at the moment. Are we looking for chassis level 2? What's going on here? I think he only has the one Intrepid. Can the Intrepid's back up? Oh, I think he was getting enough money to throw up the Starfleet Command. He wants to get those warping ships. Did I hear a decloak? Here comes the Shrike. Tryptic going ahead and trying to secure with a platform. We're going to have the feds come up here and try to do a little bit of hurt on this dilithium. Some aggressive expansion from FooFighter. He's already going to the second pair of moons. Oh, and we do have, I didn't realize we have 2 strikes down here. They're definitely going to get a miner kill. This platform's going to go up. I'm not sure if they could stop. They might be able to get the platform. I don't know if Tryptic's going to have enough resources to upgrade it too quickly, so they might be able to get the platform before it can build. These strikes are definitely going to get a kill on the miner. Very nice right there. This Intrepid's going to go up here to this expansion. But you see, here's the benefit of having the yard, is that FooFighter is going to be able to cycle these run ones. Even though they're very weak, he's going to be able to cycle them into the yard. And he does have a strike here to try to run off this Intrepid, and I don't think Tryptic even knows about this potential expansion over here. We're going to have, oh, we got 3 strikes down here. We got a second miner going down, a third miner going to eat it. Looks like they're... If I were them, they could probably take on this platform if they wanted to before it goes up. Tryptic, though, he's just going to try to weather the storm. He's going to get Starfleet Command here, and losing miners, he's going to be able to keep this station out here, so he can... Oh, and there we go. There's the phaser platform. So I think not going exactly the way that Tryptic would like. He is going to be in a bit of a situation here, though, with this Intrepid. It is a 130 speed. The Shrike is 140. I don't think the Shrike was quite... If FooFighter wants it, he could probably get this Intrepid, but it looks like we got a Warpin coming in. Let's see what we got. We got 2 Excelsiors, and we have a Galaxy-class starship here. Coming inbound. There we go. Let's do a quick check down here. Oh, these Shrikes are going to come back and see if they can't get some kills. This Shrike is going to go ahead and cloak and run into the yard, see if we can get some miner kills from these Federation Warpins. Tryptic does not want to lose these if these Shrikes come up here, though, because that will cost him in supply. That miner getting just into the yard. This miner is going to just get into the yard as well. And these Shrikes are incoming, getting ready to do the decloak. These Excelsiors are long range. They're actually going to do be kind of resilient to these Shrikes because they are medium range and they're going against these long range ships, which they don't do as much damage against. You can see you got 4 of them, and this Excelsior is not taking all that much damage. Excelsior being a long range ship, and these Shrikes doing less damage against the long range ship, plus the Excelsiors with the 80 AI going to take less from these medium range Shrikes. Oh, and we get a cloak detect going off there. I didn't. Great move by Tryptic. I didn't realize that he got the cloaking technology so that he can actually try to get some kills on these Shrikes. This Excelsior is still hitting in there, hanging around, and I think they're going to get a kill here. Yep, there goes the Shrike, and this could actually work quite well for Tryptic. He is going to lose this Excelsior. We do have more Shrikes coming out. Let's do a quick check around the bases. A little bit of a production lock here. Doesn't have enough cash right now to build. Trying to save these miners. If he can get these miners back in the moon. But now we do have critical mass here. We got 5 Shrikes coming in. Gonna put some hurt on this Intrepid. We get engines going out there. This Shrike, is it going to eat it? No, it's not going to get in just in time. Now we've got an Excelsior and a Galaxy trying to get out of here. And I don't think they're going to be able to. The question is Tryptic going to find out about this expansion? FooFighter here going to start reaping the rewards of the resources, especially if Tryptic doesn't find out about it. The other thing he might want to do is come back here and take out this scout so he can't find this expansion, and I think oh, Tryptic is going to find out about this, and this is actually huge. He's driving him. He's going to get this whole fleet, but I think Tryptic, this might just be in his sensor range. I'm not sure. And these Shrikes, the really important thing here is they are getting some rank ups here, going to increase their offensive defense. This galaxy's definitely going to go down. We got another yard here by Tryptic. He's got some miners back out here. So not really sure. He definitely disrupted what FooFighter's doing and disrupted his economy for a while. So I don't think everything is lost here. Tryptic definitely losing more ships, but I think he caused enough of a distraction and enough damage here to the economy that he's still in this, and a little confused why FooFighter didn't go ahead and finish off this galaxy. This is actually huge, because this galaxy can pack quite a punch here. And we do see some good scouting here by Tryptic. He's got a couple scouts now. He's getting his mining up here. Looks like he's got some more Intrepids coming out. Let's see what he's continuing to build. You see he's going ahead and he's throwing up these turrets. Here comes another warp in. Sensor Nebula. Okay. Yo-Yo-Dine Nebula, and then Excelsior. I think these Excelsiors are actually good at tanking damage from these strikes, as you saw. It's really just having enough other ships to try to get some kills. And we got a platform down here kind of securing this expansion. Platform up here, Tryptic is really making some good moves to secure his expansions here and keep them safe from raiding, and I think that's going to pay off. We are starting to get quite a few Shrites built up here, though. Let's see if we see any. No special for the Shrites. No special for the Intrepids yet. This Fed fleet, though, looks like it's going to move up. Quite a decent-sized fleet here. These Romulans going to move on down. Almost wonder if some Canaverals. Canaverals would be probably good to deal with these Shrites. Their long range would do nicely to counter the Shrites. Get a little bit of starbase fire. These Shrites are going to decloak. This is actually a huge battle. You see that ping going off. The Federation not really able to get the drop on the Shrites, though. Looks like losing a miner. Going to take out a scout. Intrepid's going to go repair. The Shrites are going right after it. They're going to get one Shrike. This Intrepid needs to go ahead and get out of there. Is a second Shrike going to fall? Oh, second Shrike down. Getting some kills on the mining, getting a little bit of starbase fire here. Tryptic needs to be careful. I think he's coming out on top of this. He's not really losing ships. He was able to get take out some Shrike there and definitely disrupt the Tritanium mining of the the dilithium mining of the Romulans. Good little attack there by Tryptic, and starting to build up a nice little nasty Fed fleet. And I really like to see these scouts out with the cloaked attack. That's really important. Try to work on these Romulans. And FooFighter might need to start thinking about getting some larger ships. I think as these fleet sizes grow larger, these Shrites are going to be harder and harder with their 15 defensive value to to micro around here. You see Tryptic going ahead. He's going to throw up a third yard. So he's going to be... He's got a bit of a tritanium lock, but you see he's gotten this tritanium mining up. He's probably going to be building... Yep. See a couple of miners coming out. Warping in 30 seconds. So he's probably close to triple yard in here. Looks like we see an expansion by FooFighter. So a lot of expansion going on here. You see the feds coming up from the bottom with the... Oh. The fed saw this constructor hiding away over here. And this is actually a really great move by Tryptic, because what he's done is, instead of sending his whole fleet over here, he just sent his Intrepids, because they're the fastest of his fleet. So he knows they can run over here, run out. He knows these Shrikes are super fast, 140 speed, and now he's sending the rest of his ships to meet up with the Intrepids after their little trip. You see the Warpins are coming in now. Centaur and Ambassador class. Ambassador is a nice pull. I just like the way the Centaur looks. Sensor Nebula, you can leave it behind. 2 Shrikes going down. I like how the Romulans targeted the scout first. This long repair queue, though, just got to send the damage ship back. That way you don't... that Shrike probably could have been saved, and try to cloak it out too. Getting a little bit of starbase fire, but they're going to go ahead and mess with the mining. These Romulan miners are so weak. I'd like to see that shipyard be positioned. Oh, and the feds, they didn't... Looks like they got damage on the scout. They're trying to take it over and get a cloaking scout. That would be huge. You see the Romulans, they don't want to deal with this anymore. They're tired of the feds messing with them. They're going to go on the offensive here. I like this move by FooFighter. But I'd really love to see this yard closer to the mining to keep his fleet that's trying to protect the mining a little bit closer, and try to keep these miners a little more safe. This Romulan fleet gonna come down here and say, hey, your economy is doing a little too good for my liking. How about I hurt you now? And nice little fed fleet here. I hear something's shooting. And a FooFighter's... Oh, looks like the Fed came in here and finished that off. There's the decloak and hit him in the Tritanium. This is a good move because you see Tryptic has an excess of dilithium. I think Tryptic knows about this expansion though. He's going to come up here and destroy it, and probably going to go ahead and maybe come out here and take this out. You see he's sending the scout up, so that's going to be a big hurt on FooFighter's economy. See these Shrikes are going in, and Intrepid coming out. Get some mining kills. I think right now though this Fed fleet is just a little too nasty. And I really do, again, I love what Tryptic is doing here. He's splitting up his fleet into fast and slow ships. And on one hand, you could say that might open yourself up to getting attacked by these Shrikes, but the thing is, he knows where these Shrikes are. He knew they were just down here, and now they're at this base. He's letting his slower, more powerful ships go ahead to deal with this expansion. He's letting his faster ships be used as raiders. Getting rid of this platform, these Shrikes going to get a little more hurt on the mining. Tryptic is going to run up here with these Intrepids. And I think at this point, I mean, both players have really done a great job of expanding and attacking, but I think Tryptic just has the superior fleet. These Shrikes, their defensive value is just too low, and I think I think FooFighter is looking at something else because he's not cycling. These ships are shooting. Yep, and he sees it there. They were just shooting at this constructor in the yard. I mean, these Shrikes, they're great ships, but I think at this stage in the game, they're just too fragile to go up against this Fed fleet and these Warpins. And we got some more Warpins coming in. This guy's almost a veteran. Another decent pull with that Ambassador class. Another quick ship. Again, I mean, this is a great... Split up your fleet by speed. And Tryptic with the turret's really doing a good job there. Oh, you see, he even split off these 2 Intrepids. I mean, he knows he has a superior fleet, I think, at this point. He knows he has some fast ships, and he's using his ships to splitting up his fleet to go around and mess with his opponent. And at this point, Tryptic is firmly in the driver's seat. And I think FooFighter realizes that too. He's got a fair amount of resources, but he just doesn't have the fleet to deal with the Federation. And Tryptic has done a really good job of not losing ships. He lost, I mean, that first battle, he did lose quite a few ships to those Shrikes, but since then, he's done a great job of keeping his ships alive. And the cloak detect, here comes in this Fed fleet. These Shrikes are probably toast. Nice rank up on these Shrikes. They're great raiders, but they just don't have the staying power at this point in the game. Oh. And you see the special of the Intrepids going off. They're going to get 2 Shrikes here. If they get a couple more torpedoes on that one. Another cloak detect. This is a great job by Tryptic using the Federation Scouts. They should be able to get a second. And Starbase fire. And these Shrikes are turning around. Oh, they're just running. Oh, look at all those torpedoes coming in there. These Shrikes are going down. This is firmly Tryptic's game at this point, and I think all that's left, especially with this special, this Tri-Cobalt torpedo, does great against stations. At this point, Tryptic is going to roll in here, I think, combine his fleet, and he can go in and take out this starbase. Ooh, we see him switching to some Akiras now. Those will be nice to help take out the starbase. I mean, he's triple yards Akiras. I mean, really, no GG yet, but it's pretty inevitable who's won this game. I really think the difference is, you know, these Shrikes were great in the early game, but they just do not transition well to the late game. They are so fragile with that 14 defense. And, I mean, when you're going up against this many Intrepids, Laval's are really good. They did great against these Excelsior Warpins as well. And they have a little bit more staying power as you transition to the mid-game, to the later game. These Shrikes just can't do that. I like to take my Shrikes and transition to a different ship and then just use them as raiders, because really they are some of the best raiders in the game. They're fast, and they can really whip in there. I think Tryptic at this point can really just go in here and take out the starbase if he wanted to. And these guys are going to decloak, and Tryptic. Oh, Tryptic's gonna head all the way down. And try to take out this fleet of Shrites. He has enough to take out the starbase. He has a warping, waiting. And the Fed fleet gonna come in. We're gonna get a little bit of a cloak detect here, and they'll... Oh, there we go. They just turned around, and they're gonna. One of them's gonna get tagged, I think, at least, if not more. Oh, 2 got tagged, and there we have it, folks. There's the GG. Great game by both players. Tryptic coming away with a victory. But still one more game to go. We'll see if FooFighter can turn it around. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is Ray320 signing off.